my God, you guys come in, sit down, and shut the door. Kim Kardashian just humiliated her man at the biggest event of his job. You guys, we caught it all on tape, and Formula One fans are hot. Kim has literally humiliated Lewis Hamilton, but not just for snubbing an icon and just being rude and nasty, but also for what she was wearing. Y'all, let's get into this. Again, we don't know whether Kim and Lewis are going to survive. If you guys don't know, Lewis Hamilton just introduced his well, she just introduced her kids to him. You know Kim, but what does that mean? Because Skeet broke up with her 6 weeks after she introduced. Plus, Lewis Hamilton is a dater. He's not a marrier, but maybe in Kim's life, this is what she wants. However, the sources are saying, and we have the video evidence, that Lewis is also pissed at her because the way he was treating her after this whole blow up, oh my God. All right, so let's get into this, right? First of all, this was at the Monaco F1. Now, a lot of people like to compare like her messing up at the Super Bowl, but it's not exactly like the Super Bowl. The Super Bowl decides who the champion is. Hold on, let's get to the video. Let me just give you the setup. The Formula F1 is the most historic, the most prestigious, the one where even non-fans are watching. It has the richest people, the most celebrities. I get it. Kim Kardashian is famous, but baby, you ain't the richest person on that carpet. And you're not the actually most famous. So you can look at it like Wimbledon, like the Kentucky Derby, like things like that, right? The Masters in golf, money, prestige, history, power. It is the most famous of the F1s and the crown jewel. It's the part where you don't want to mess up. Now, Kim was invited to the paddock. The paddock is like, I guess, the wood grains in basketball. It's where you have to be a wag to actually get in or be somebody very, very, very important. Kim was invited as Lewis's guest, and she was invited directly to the paddock from Ferrari. That makes a difference. Now, what was the first blunder that people said Lewis was like, hold on, we're going to start from least to the best. And I bet you when I get to the best, you're going to be like, Kim, I don't think she's long for this Lewis Hamilton world. Anyway, she showed up wearing this ensemble to F1, right? Yeah. Gucci 1400, probably a Skims or Hermes bag 55. We get it. You got money, but you're around a bunch of rich people. She's wearing 1200 rose sandals, but you're around a bunch of rich people. Like, doing this price tag only works for the poors, if you will, right? Anyway, here's the issue. She was not on dress code. This is giving side jaw, Jersey wives, mistress. Again, not saying Kim doesn't look good on a whatever, but it's just very, very, very weird that she would wear this. Why? Because the aesthetic for the F1 is old money. It is wealthy. It is elite. Okay. Now, here's what the girlies, the wag wives, usually wear. They're wearing pretty dresses. They're trying to look like old money. They're trying to look inspired. It is just the look. Again, people can say Kim's so famous she can wear what she wants. People said this was a much embarrassment to Lewis, the way she actually came out for the first day of races. Now, on the second day, she stepped it up. She got the memo. Her and Chloe were wearing this. Yeah, girl, this isn't a football game. It's not a basketball game. You have to dress up. Kim got the vibe. Unfortunately, Kim also thought she was too big to the program. Now imagine being a place where there's wealthy celebrities everywhere, famous worldwide, people 12 times richer than you. Kim refused to answer any questions. Okay, that was a little bit weird as she was walking. They were asking her little questions. What? They were asking her little questions like, what's your favorite team? This and that. Girl, you're there for publicity and you know you're not. But everybody said, okay, fine, maybe she's normal. Until this happened, all right? This is Martin Brundle. Watch what happens, and then I'm going to tell you how she messed up, why Lewis is pissed, and we're going to show you video evidence that proves, judge for yourself, that Lewis is actually pissed. So listen to this.
H-E-C-K is this.
Oh, hold on.
Seriously.
Hold on. So this is, I have to get the volume. Hold on really quick. Let me get it.
I don't want to say
the volume, okay? So you see Kim clearly snubbing somebody, okay? Let's just wait to the end of this because I have a better example. Okay, so hold on, y'all. 1 second. Let me get my example. Okay, I found the clip, and here's the volume. Pay attention.
Kim, Martin Brundle, Sky F1. How are you today? Yes. No, you don't need to push me, mate. Yeah, normally people will have a quick chat with us. Are you enjoying F1? Yeah. Okay, Kim and Chloe. So we're not talking today. I led to believe they might do. Let's see who else.
You guys, let's rewind this now that you've heard when she's like, Kim, and he's trying to get her attention. Look at this body language. Let's just rewind really quick. Martin Brundle, and I'm going to explain why Lewis was so pissed and how everything worked out. Actually, let me make this bigger for you because it's actually pissed. This is Martin Brundle. He said, listen, to her security, listen, you don't need to push me, mate. Like, you don't have to push me. Look at this. They try to explain to her her security goes and said something. And look at Kim. They're sitting here acting like, yeah, whatever, snubbing him, ignoring him. Let's go look around. Again, Kim thinks she's too big for the program, right? And he's like, let's go. Let's just see. Now I'm trying to leave. He also has to talk to her security because they're still trying to push him. Look, he says,
Don't push me, mate. I'm nearly famous.
yeah, he said, don't push me, mate. I'm nearly famous. Now, let me tell you something. Before we get to the video evidence of Lewis being pissed, let me tell you why this was so embarrassing. Martin Brundle is like the epitome of Steve Madden. He was once an F1 racer. I believe, actually, I have the stats right here. He was a former F1 driver who became the sport's signature broadcaster on Sky F1 since 2012 alongside David Croft. He does the pre-race grid walk. It's live. It's unscripted interviews with drivers and VIPs. It's one of F1's most iconic traditions. Being stopped by him is treated as a mark of belonging by people who follow the sport. Again, this was supposed to be Ferrari's gift to Kim and Lewis's gift to Kim as bringing her into the WAG empire, but not even that, establishing her as a person to watch in F1, okay? It's a mark of belonging. Again, I know there's going to be a bunch of Kardashian fans. Kim's so famous. Who needs it? Kim, as far as money and fame with the people in F1, I'm not saying that she's a bum, but money-wise, she's far outclassed. Fame, no. And let's not forget that since Kanye West, she's been trying to leave behind her trashy reality TV roots. I'm saying trashy because the Kardashians literally, like, the early shows were trashy, you know? Entertaining, but trashy. But more importantly, the P-Star tape, which has eluded her getting into old money circles. Yeah, she's like this with Lauren and Jeff. Yes, but old money circles that the F1 goes into, that's what Kim is trying to get into. So listen. He was recognized with OBE last year for services to motorsport broadcasting. Snubbing Martin is a known faux pas with a documented track record. Now, here's the thing. Other people have snubbed him. Usher, Anna de Armas, Cara Delevingne. But the difference is they were just spectators. They weren't one of the winners. Why? Lewis Hamilton is F1 Gold. We're getting to the video where Lewis was pissed off, all right? Lewis Hamilton is like, he's royalty. He's even considering moving to Monaco. I'm not lying to you, which Kim saying she doesn't know she can handle the distance. Girl, stop. Lewis will date you. He's not going to marry. He's definitely more stable than Pete, but I don't think he's that serious about, but what do I know, right? Anyway, now why does this embarrass Kim? Let me just get through. She blamed sports' most recognizable broadcaster on live TV. Now this signal, she either doesn't know who he is. And her man, you didn't even bother to learn what he does. You're just doing there for the photo ops. Or you did it on purpose. And you think you're above engaging with the